Republic of Texas and slavery. This is the Texas we all know now, but before we had the Republic of Texas. Republic of Texas was established after Texas won its independence from Mexico after a rebellion against Mexican rule. One key grievance for many Anglo-American settlers was Mexico's 1829 abolition of slavery, which threatened the economic interests of slave-holding settlers. Constitution of the Republic of Texas, 1836. After independence, Texas explicitly legalized slavery in its constitution, ensuring the institution could flourish. It banned free black people from living in the Republic, further entrenching a racially segregated and slave-holding society. Annexation debate. The United States government was hesitant to annex Texas immediately after it declared independence, partly because it would enter as a slave state. This sparked concerns in the North that adding Texas would shift the balance of power in favor of slave-holding states. Manifest destiny. Many in the United States, particularly in the South, supported Texas's annexation to expand slavery and increase the South's political power. Others opposed it for fear of exacerbating sectional tensions over slavery. Economic interests. Slavery was essential to the Texan economy, particularly in cotton production, which relied on enslaved labor. The Republic of Texas encouraged immigration from the United States, attracting many settlers from the southern states who brought enslaved people with them. Expansion of slave-holding territory. Texas's independence and later annexation opened a vast new territory where slavery could expand. This alarmed abolitionists in the United States and increased tensions between pro- and anti-slavery factions. British opposition to slavery. Britain, which had abolished slavery in its empire in 1833, was concerned about the spread of slavery in Texas, especially since Mexico had abolished it. British officials like Mr. Hoy criticized the United States for allowing slavery to flourish in Texas, which was seen as a violation of international norms. Mexico's abolition. The fact that Texas had once been part of Mexico, a country that abolished slavery, made its reintroduction of slavery under Texan independence a point of international contention. Texas annexation, 1845. When Texas was annexed by the United States, it entered as a slave state, further tipping the balance toward the pro-slavery South. This deepened the divide between northern and southern states. The impact of Civil War. The annexation of Texas, along with the Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848. The annexation of Texas in 1845 heightened tensions between the North and South by adding a vast new slaveholding territory to the United States, intensifying the debate over the expansion of slavery. This led to conflicts over whether new states admitted to the Union would be free or slave states, an issue that divided Congress and the country. These disputes ultimately fueled sectional tensions, setting the stage for the Civil War as compromises failed and conflict over slavery deepened. The Mexican-American War was between 1846 to 1848. It occurred due to the United States invading Mexico, resulting in the United States gaining a large portion of Mexican territory, including present-day California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and parts of Arizona and Colorado. The Compromise of 1850 was created to deal with the issues of slavery, allowing New Mexico and Utah to determine if slavery was allowed, California being set a free state. In Washington, D.C., slavery was abolished. Texas was asked to give some land to New Mexico for the former Republic debt, and the Fugitive Slave Act set foundation for massive expansion of federal power, such as alarming increase in national policing powers. The Civil War occurred from 1861 until 1865, the most brutal conflict in history. The Civil War was fought over slavery and state rights. The North was against slavery, while the South favored slave labor. After Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1861, in 1863, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, granting freedom to all enslaved people. After all, slavery was being abolished, and America was becoming more unified. Civil conflict caused widespread harm. African Americans were released free to a new beginning and a new world. But peace had only just begun. African Americans in Texas refer to Emancipation Day as Juneteenth, which is commemorated on June 19. On that day in 1865, Union Major General Gordon Granger read General Order No. 3 to the citizens of Galveston. It stated, "The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor. The freedmen are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts and that they will not be supported in idleness either there or elsewhere." In conclusion, the Republic of Texas was both a symbol and a catalyst for the expansion of slavery in the United States. Its legalization of slavery, economic reliance on enslaved labor, and eventual annexation into the United States as a slave state intensified the national debate over slavery, pushing the country to the American Civil War and ending slavery.